Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
C'est au-dessus de moi, encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas bloqué nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas bloqué, t'as bien de moi avec moi au Nde. En ce moment, on va battre au moins, on t'a dit, t'as mouillé, on s'en va bien pour moi, il Abela loke yo. Kagbo so duro. Hey. Awaye. Ati oro a. Ìyàwó Abela loke yo. Níbi tó jọba yìí, níbi tó yànba, máa ti sì mọ̀ pé yo. Mọ́lájà jíjí, wọ́n pe ìṣàmẹ́ fọ́ sí o, sí ti kọ́lẹ̀. L'animateur Choco Noska Yasen de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniché les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening, folks. Samson told Abrupt Radio. Good evening. No sound. Good evening, folks. Samson told Abrupt Radio. I cannot hear myself. I'm not too sure why, but we'll find that out. Once again, folks, Samson told. Good evening to you all. I hope I'm audible, but I cannot hear myself. So let's try this other one here. It's going to be a rocky one here tonight. But let's see. Again, folks, Samson told Abrupt Radio. I hope that I'm audible. Okay. I can't hear anything on. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. I think I'm audible. I just cannot hear myself. We see this. That's okay. You got kids. They come and play with stuff that they're not supposed to. But that's okay. We'll deal with it. I know I can hear a little bit on this side. So, good evening. Welcome, folks. Samson told Abrupt, all of you that Tony E. For the first time, we say thank you for joining us. Those of you that have been on, we say thank you. We really appreciate your support here at LPR, as usual. Safety, Lord Jesus. We want to thank you again this evening for bringing us here together. Lord, my Lord, we say thank you for everything that you do for us. We're very grateful, especially yesterday. The pride, the joy that you fill our hearts with yesterday. My Lord, thank you. All of those things that we did, all because of you. You were able to give us the opportunity, and we say thank you. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. Guide our hands, guide our thoughts. Whatever it is we do, we count on you. My Lord, we're here again tonight to have a discussion with our brothers and sisters. We hope whatever comes out of our mouth will be truthful. Whatever comes out of our mouth, we hope that you will guide it as well. We're human being like any other person, My Lord, as we're here again tonight to discuss the hate, the envy, the jealousies that is in us, please, we ask that you get hold of that. And we ask for God to bless the Republic of Liberia. Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. My Lord, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, folks. So this is how we do it. My equipment is falling apart here, but we're here. We're here. We want to thank all of you again. I'm going to be doing my tabata here. Won't you culture? Thank you. If you want to join me, the link is out there already. I'm going to be doing my tabata here. But tonight, tabata is a little bit of what I consider to be substance. Okay. And what the thing about it is, folks that are running our country, as far as I'm concerned, they are educated. They are not Johnny come lately or Johnny come yesterday, whatever you want to call it. Okay. These people are educated. They've gone to school. They've learned a lot. And many of them are not even in a technical area. They deal with books. They read lots and lots of books. They deal with theory. They deal with abstract. And they're very good at that. They deal with policy. These people are very good at that. But yet when it comes to their involvement in Liberia, their behavior and their work is dismal. They are unable to perform to the highest level. And they see group look at my old friend Anthony Cassidy. He's a policy expert. Other people in the world have asked for his help to help. He have gone and done other stuff in other countries to help craft policy. When he was working for Madame Salif, he was in that area. That's his expertise. He's very good at that. But what does he do now? He's a press secretary in the department of whatever it is over there, taking picture. When was the last time we saw Anthony Cassidy, my friend, going to school here to take pictures? Did he even do any kind of journalistic course here in the United States? I don't know. But I didn't think that my good friend Anthony Cassidy, from me, would be allowed to be misplaced in such a way. Profound. But let me go into my subject matter tonight. I'm going to be talking about transition. And why our people, if you miss it the first time, it keep piling on. It's just like United States. You come in this country as a foreigner, as Liberian, I would say, as Samson told. You come in this country and you don't pay attention to what you need to do to move yourself forward. You make one mistake, and that mistake will follow you for 10 years in this country. Never miss. And God forbid, if it's ridiculous, they're sending you back. And not 10 years, they follow you for a long time. This country is a country where people come and you learn. Behavior change. This country will change you. If you're a rogue, you come in the country, you will not steal. If you're a killer, you come in the country, you'll not kill. Because if you make one mistake and do these things that you're not supposed to, treatment you're going to get, you will regret it for the rest of your life. Because they have consequences. Behavior have consequences, but not back home. And so I will be talking about transition here tonight. Transition, not from your book people type transition. I'm talking about in engineering, okay? We have transition as well, but it's a little bit different in that, for example, you're taking a new an old role and you say, okay, we'll put in a new role, we're going to expand it, make it bigger, we'll change the alignment, we'll change the profile of the role itself, where there used to be here, we'll cut it down, and all the kinds of stuff. You are transitioning from the old role to the new role, and you document those things. It's called as-built, so that the next generation that will come after you don't have to struggle to think what to say. What was he thinking? They will follow the as-built and know exactly why you did certain things, because they are with numbers. They're with numbers. The length of the roll, the weight of the roll, the weight of the lane, how many stripes you're going to put on. So it's a few days ago, a young brother of mine, little brother, who is the president of Boston District, Mr. Brown Yai, had a post. He posted something. He was driving, and I could count the stripe. You know, the stripe itself, the white stripe in the middle of the road. They don't just you find yellow one, they stripe it all the way. I mean, you can't cross. But the white one, the stripe, then go the stripe, the space between those striping, they're 48 feet. So I could time Brown Yai the rate of movement, the rate by which you pass the stripe, and use my timer. I could tell that Brown was going anywhere from 75 to 80 miles an hour. But that's besides the point. Okay? So the issue here again is transition. Our people were asked to take charge of this transition process. And in government, I believe transition goes from, so it means, okay, we're transitioning from one old government to the next one, which makes sense. But the reason why they have transitional team is so that those who are in charge of the part of the transitional team is for you to document what it's not to wish hunt. It's not to go after somebody. If it is your intent to bring out the bad dirt from the previous government, then you have no transition. And if you don't have a transition that have a clear understanding of what it is they want to do, this is what we have. The Waka administration. Transitional process get you to where we are. Things are happening, people are asking questions, what happened here? Because the folks that were asked to be in charge of the transitional process, they were not documenting for the future. They were documenting who they wrong and who they what. You can do that, but you have to make it in a way so that it becomes Liberia's issue. Instead, most of the transitional process were personal. Who got car? What car? Who keeping what car? The other transition team, they turn the car over yet. Document. It has nothing to do with you. It's nothing personal. It's all business. But if you don't understand the transitional process, if you don't understand that you are in there to document from previous government to this government, you're building a bridge. And if you don't understand that process and you make it into a personal vendetta, then you have what we have. No understanding. Everyone wants to do their own. And so I try to talk about this transitional issue here tonight. But there are certain type of transition now. They have personal transition, which have to do with human psyche and all. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about governmental transitional process from previous government to the new government. Usually you come in, those type of process happen when there's a change of government. But those who are in charge, even the previous government, they have their own set where they're supposed to pass information on to the incoming government based on the transitional process. It's a bridge. So you don't have gap. This government is continuity. It all becomes true based on the transition process. But if the transition process itself is so fragmented, then you break the bond. And you can't come to us and lie to us and say the government is continuity. That's a lie. That's not true. Because when you were doing the transition, you were being vindictive. You were not being truthful. And because of your vindictive behavior, you didn't see what was happening in previous government. It is not your job to say what the previous government did wrong. It is your job as a transitional member to document and let those who are going to be in charge to operate the new government to determine as to what are those people have done wrong based on the documentation your transitional team will provide to everyone else. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. People decided they were going to go after certain group. And those people too, they are not stupid. They are not stupid. You go after and say, oh, people, they're not serious. They're not sincere. We're not going to get any kind of information they need. We will not talk to them. We will not talk to them. They want to play that. But who are you? I don't want to always own Liberia. You think you own Liberia more than me? And you're going to come here as member of the transitional team. See, this is why many of them couldn't get along with, and they never got along with John Malou. John Malou thing is, John Malou thing is this. Terms of reference. A transitional team will provide good terms of reference. I know that. I got a copy of that. But just like everything else, we Liberians don't like to read too much. We read a little bit and the rest of it we make it up as we go. That would have been a good thing to do if this government has set up a true transitional team as a bush builder. Okay? Now, in government, let's go through this so you will follow me a little bit. I'm not here for friendship business. I'm not here for kumbaya. You have to be truthful. I support this government. I truly respect and admire President Bakai, and I believe he will do the good job ever. But I will be truthful. I can't come here and make things up. As a transitional team, one of the pillars of your I call it terms of reference, one of the main key, you are there to establish the incoming government, what position people are going to be taking. And that these positions must be vetted. Those who come in must be vetted. They should go through them and ask them questions. They should go through them and ask them questions. You say you Samson too. You ready from Total? What Total look like? What part of Total you come from? They were not about it. Every one of the people that you hear every day during the transition, how many dollars got missing on a president? We are administration. That's not your job. That is not your job. As member of the transition team, your job is to document. Your job is to document. And when you document these things as a transitional team, your job is to build a bridge between the old and the new. those who are responsible would look at your documentation and it's okay, what went wrong here? Because if you go into this with the love of the country, believe me or not, George, we are people, they're crook. But there were some people in George administration that will be willing for the future of our country, will be willing to work with you and give you the information that you deserve or that you need to move this thing forward. But you went in, just like the access recovery team, you went in believing that these people, all of them, are guilty of whatever it is that is on your mind. Whatever it is, they're guilty. No compromise. And so you went into this transitional process with vindictive behavior. What are you going to get out of it? Nothing. What happened? What happened? How many people from Georgia administration, the real say they stole a car, they did this? How many of them in jail? How many people from Georgia administration in jail today? How useless was that process? And you think the sad thing is credible people, credible Liberians, intellectual, highly educated, participated in that process, and nothing good came out of it. Nothing. And as a result, ladies and gentlemen, let me submit. Well, I'm not ready to submit yet. I'm just starting. I'm not ready to submit yet. But I must inform you this evening, folks. The liberal is on. I'm not here for kumbaya. The transitional team didn't go in there to find out what are some of the things CDC did wrong that perhaps should not be repeated. As a result, the thing we say, President, we are people who are doing that the same thing we're doing. Asset recovery messed up. Budget nyama. When you get invested, but nothing good about investing, what have you? Everything. This president of the Republic of Liberia, one of the best. Look, I'm not here for kumbaya here. I'm here for friendship. I will call it as I see it. President Bakai is the best. Why? Not because he's from Lofa County. Yeah, of course. Lofa County people, they fine too. They fine people. So yeah, President Bakai fine. So, but I put that one aside. Lofa County, they're very smart people. All of them, most of them, they go to school, they study hard, they're very smart, intelligent, and I put that one aside. But on a very serious note, President Bakai, he's in a better position than what Tawa was in. From my perspective, he's in a better position. Tottenham Power, forget it. Tottenham Power, that brother was his village. President Bakai, I can't call Madam Salih, because Madam Salih could have put herself in a better position. She did initially, and then after that, she decided to bring back the two-way party. And the two-way party drained her down completely. But President Bakai is in a better position. He served under President Salih. He saw a lot of stuff, things that should and shouldn't be. He served other governments, in other government position, other position in the government. He has more experience than any other president in the history of the Republic of Liberia. And those experience from key position. I'm talking about cleaning water side position. I'm talking about decision-making process to affect our people. That type of experience. President Bakai has that kind of experience. And the sad thing is, I can't say, my own friend, Sir Johnny, I know Sir Johnny. When we were in Rhode Island, in the Liberian organization, Liberian community organization, Sir Johnny is an outspoken person. Sir Johnny will not let you do anything wrong. that is not in accordance with the law, Sergeant will call you out. We drove Sergeant, what's his name? St. Colin and myself, we drove from Rhode Island, 1985, all the way to Philadelphia. You want to do that conference when Tom you were president. Conversation we had in the car. I still remember that, even though I was young, but I still remember most of the conversation. St. Colin was another one. They will not let you do anything wrong. Nothing. Is it because of age? I don't know. But let me go back to the transition process. I believe when these people came in from the Baka side now, because Joshua and his people, what do they have to lose? Nothing. What do they have to gain? Nothing. But folks, let's just be truthful here. Let's just be truthful. When you come and respect something, something that will respect you. But the transitional team, when they put them together, when we start reading the names of folks that are going to be, oh yeah, they want tough. That toughness business, that's not toughness business we're talking about. We're talking about somebody that will go into the process and be able to actually get the process work the way it's supposed to be. But if you go into the process like they did, with the vindictive behavior, you are not going to get anything good result. As a result, let me put it this way, we have what we have. They have no concrete transitional process. And now with the transitional process are supposed to lay the groundwork for a successful transition to the new administration. The new administration is struggling, and they're still struggling. I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why they're doing what they're doing right now, because they got some people that are good, that are able to carry out without proper structure. They're able to function. They like your President Baka. Can you imagine if these people have had a serious and a fruitful discussion in their transitional process? We wouldn't have this issue. And I just want to say on this transition thing before I let Mr. So in here, it's this. Transition. It's not just you come here and say, well, who was sitting here the other day? That's not transition. That's vindictive behavior. Your job, let me say this again, as a member of the transitional team, your job is to document what you see, whether that fire, that snake, or whatever it is, you document. And those documentation are passed on. Those documentation are passed on to the incoming. Now, here's the last one I'm going to say on that. If those documentation were fair and truthful and fruitful, it's a learning process for the next generation. Those documents, the transitional team document could have been put into an archive where young Liberians that are studying will go and do research. What was the process between President Weah and President Baka? How was the transitional team went through? What are some of the things that they learned? Go ask them right now. They got nothing. Everything they have is all confusion. This is the liberal. Matabata tonight. You know, I told you guys from time to time I come in, I give us good tabata. Sometimes I come, I tell you, say you ain't paying my mom, I ain't paying more. You can do nothing to me. I block what you do, nothing. But when time comes and you look at these things and you see why these things are happening to us, and it's happening that many of these people are educated. Go look on Front Page Africa, where they like a Tipote. Councillor Dongo, they're accusing this president of a lot of stuff. And they know this president, they know his capability. People like Tipote know President Baka. They know he's capable. They know he's very good. But they're saying, because he's the head. And that's why things are going down because he's not paying attention to those people. Mr. So, good evening. I didn't invite you. I didn't want you on my show, but you came in anyway. Well, why are you dressing in blue? They are not CDC. CDT turn over, my son. CDT turn over. You are not coming back. Why are you coming dressing blue? Can't do my show. No, but seriously, Mr. So, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I just talked my time. So what's on your plate this evening, sir?
Oh, you changed.
I can hear you.
You changed bottle.
The what?
You changed your bottle.
Mr. So, please, let's talk to show business.
You know, this is so sad, something. I mean, you always disappoint your fans. You always try to position yourself as a fixer when you know you are not a fixer. I don't understand why you. This is beyond Tabata. Tonight, it is beyond Tabata. It is like someone they gave someone Sasewu and they told you, say, you need to tell us the truth. If you don't tell us the truth, you will die. And you don't want to say the truth. You don't want to die. So anything comes out of your mouth, you just throw it out. That's exactly what you're doing here again tonight. You want to be in two places at the same time. You are deterred, you are disturbed, you are disappointed, you know what is happening, but you do not want to have the courage to say it, and you try to hook it on something that is not even in the picture. You're brushing what front page is reporting because you simply support this president. And this is a complete deceit. This is the same behavior the CDC people did to that of the president. And that's it. What are you doing? One day you come, you say something, and people try to hold their breath. The next day, you throw everything down the hill.
I'm a liberal. I am evolving. I'm not static. I'm not staying in one place.
Transition. You have not told us anything where the transition went wrong, but instead,
I just told you. I just told you. You were not listening. You just coming in, Mr. So.
I've been listening to you.
You just coming in. I told you.
All you were saying,
from my perspective, they came in with a vindictive behavior, and you will not be successful. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. That like those who you carry a vindictive behavior, they are also like they'll push right. And you're not going to get anything.
Not this, Keseli is not that, and all of this kind of stuff. I mean,
when you know Keseli, when was the last time you attended Generation School here to be taking pictures and things?
That's not the point.
What do you mean it's not? Go into the area that you have expertise in.
Keseli, why you should be telling your audience, why you should be telling us now, Keseli is forcing himself. Keseli, the same very progressive, the same Modia boys, that is what they do. They are doing everything, and I said here, probably you wasn't listening. You were drinking a lot of, you were
Mr. So, I'm running the show. You're not going to come here on my program and try to lecture me on things that I know that I'm right, and the audience love me. Please don't try to make my love for the audience go higher and higher.
You were not gracious. I sat in here for you yesterday.
But by the way, thank you very much. You didn't call my name as much as I would like to, but thank you.
But interestingly, you lose two of your great fans. Fatumata abandoned you. Venetia
she will soon be on. She didn't abandon me.
Oh, now you don't even know. They all abandon you because of the disappointment, the way you do things. Look, it is glaring. People are speaking out, including the very Malu that you were spray sinking, you was dancing here, you want Malu in the system. Unfortunately, they don't know you, just as you alluded on this network, they don't know you, so they don't listen to you. So the president.
Well, but this is what you get. If you don't listen to people, you get this kinds of problem.
Yeah, so then you should have the courage to admit these things. But yet instead,
Mr. So what do you think I've been saying within the last 10, 15 minutes?
I never interrupted you. You are admitting and you're trying to send us back down where we do not want to go, because all of these things, this is what the brain people saw and say, we'll put this guy there, and you talk about This is not an experience exhibition or competition we are in. We are talking about people who will govern, who will lead, who will take
Mr.
strong
So,
decisions.
you're
At this
missing the
point,
point.
your
You're
dad is
missing
not
the
doing
point.
it, and
You
are
just
not.
want to argue because of argument's sake. You're missing the point big time. The point that I'm making tonight, and I will continue to say, is that there were people, the transition. If you go and read about government
People.
transition, Mr. So, please let me finish my stuff. We have citizens of Liberia that were in a transitional team from both sides, the outgoing government and the incoming government. And what I'm suggesting to you is this, and we saw all of that here on the list of the transitional team. Every one of us, oh, they want tough. Oh, they want you very good at this one. What was it? That's one of the reasons why they don't get along with Malou. Because Malou continued to insist, you want me to work with you, that's fine. Give me the terms of reference. The terms of reference is when you go apply for a job, it's a qualification. It's like CV. This job you want, these are the things we expected out of you. On the roadway design, they call it project report. Where you go in and say, this project that I'm going to be working on, these are the things that will be coming out.
We're not building.
Okay, no, I'm just giving an example. So they don't have, many of them, they have to turn the reference. But Fatuma is here. Fatuma, welcome. Fatuma, welcome to you.
When they already abandoned you.
Don't worry about it. I don't want her. I don't welcome her. And Sister Esther to welcome. Well, yeah, whatever. But anyhow, Mr. So let me just say this. So when these people started it, when you go and read about government transition period, especially from one government to another, you will understand that these people didn't do a good job. And as a result of that, if you don't have a good transition period, because the transition is not just to tell people what the other government doing and what happened, but a good transitional team should have, by the time the government come into sit, that transitional team should be able to identify good areas of many of the ministers they should have been placed, vetted, and placed. This is not what happened. You heard what John Manu said the other. Day. That the president, after one appointment, he gave up because the people started hounding. He said, "Okay, y'all take it over." Yeah. Because there was no good transitional team.
Sadly, you are so misinformed, misguided, and you just in a different world by yourself. I think this sort of. I think we need to. I don't know what we're doing you now, but you are so misinformed. Now, transition. Are you listening to us? We're not hearing you. That's how when you read a start.
I am listening to you.
Okay, so talking about this transition, I don't know who you tries to blame with this transition with respect to what they did, what they didn't do. Who constituted this transitional team? Who brought the transition team into the picture? And when you're giving people job, what did you give them? You give them their job descriptions. You don't give people job and say go and do it. Samson, if you're not ready for us, then we can't be in two places at the same time.
Mr. So, very sorry, I got distracted. What was your point?
My point, I will have myself repeated. I want you to hear it loud, clear, and good. You are so misinformed. You are so misguided with this information that you are putting out here tonight with transition. You have no idea what you are saying because you find yourself in a different world completely and drowned into supporting someone. So you try to pull any string here and there to survive, and that you're not going to do it. So the issue of this transition, whether they did good, they didn't do good, who brought this transition team into place?
You see,
who constituted this transition team?
This is the same thing I'm talking about.
Hold on. You know.
Around a specific person. That's not how it works.
Who appointed the transitional team?
That's not how it works.
Who I'm asking you simple questions.
It's not
Isn't
that.
isn't it that a 42-year-old guy
No,
in government?
you can't argue like that because the transition process is merit based. Number one, in order to serve on that, you have to have the
you
ability
don't
to do
audience.
certain
No,
things.
you know.
But you, what you want to do is to hold the people who did the appointment, hold them responsible, and that's not going to work here tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't understand you though. Who are the people you're talking about? This is not a society butch. Who people are you talking about?
You want to hold the leadership of our government who were instrumental in appointing these transitional members. You want to hold them
I didn't hear
responsible.
what you say. People who what?
People who are the head of the government who made the appointment of these transitional members of the transitional thing. You want them to be held responsible. I agree with you, but that's not the time.
Okay, but do you agree they made the appointments, the transitional member? Do you believe that?
So
Do you agree somebody appointed these people?
What difference does it make?
Yeah, here is the difference.
What are you saying?
Here is the difference. Your job that you're doing there, my job, and everyone else's job that they are doing. They have what I call term of reference, job description, what you're supposed to do, what you can do. There's some sort of statute of limitation, what you're supposed to do. What you're trying to do here is to brush out the flaws and some of these things in the transition. We saw what went on in the transitions, and only later on for your guy to give whatever certificate or whatever reward, and you coming back here, you're telling us different interpretation of a transition. The role of transitions is very huge. The transition is going in there for a variety of reasons. They will give their job description. They are going in there to look, to find out where government ends and where the new government is beginning, so that they will have a comprehensive turnover. They are not there to go prosecute, but they will subsequently make a recommendation because they want the process to be smooth. So it's not a matter of, I don't know where you come from for you to say that they are vindictive. No. If I'm the minister of, no, coming. If I'm the minister of finance and they are coming to me, they're not coming to you. They just want to know where we stop. How far are we with respect to our financial standing as a minister of finance, even the CBL and all other agencies of government, because there's a new people coming on, taking stock of stuff. So I don't understand why you want to blame.
I'm surprised. The way you're trying to characterize this process here tonight.
If they didn't do their job, it means the guy or the person that appointed these people, they just throw them in there.
No, this is how you like doing come up with ridiculous conclusion of subject matter that perhaps you need to go a little bit deeper than that. You can't just say that. Unacceptable. Here's why. These people were appointed, granted, but they were appointed based on what? On their educational level, on their involvement into government policy, and on their involvement on how the president or who appointed them believe that these people's involvement will move the entire process upward. Now, we were here on the same platform every night during the transitional thing. What was the most report that were coming on? Let's just take the Minister of Finance transitional process. What was it? How many dollars Samuel Tua now stacked away? Every night. How many dollars Samuel Tua do you have the president we are? Every night. Is that part of the transition? No. Your job, as according to the terms of reference with respect to transition, your job, whatever Samuel Tua stacking money away, whatever Samuel Tua giving money to the president we are, that's not the issue. And it's nothing personal. It's all business. You go in, and when you see, you document. You document those processes. You document those things you want. And then at the end, when you're talking, you see that one thing about you. That one thing about I'm trying to educate you on this matter here tonight. I'm trying to disabuse your mind to see why the liberal is a genius when it comes to politics. I'm talking with my eyes closed because I can see myself. I like a genius here. So let me please let me enjoy myself. This is what I'm telling you, Mr. So. You go in. Those who were responsible, we're just using finance minister on a very serious note. What was it? What were we reading about every night here on this platform? Samuel 12 put money away. Samuel 12 took money from those people, and Samuel 12 did this and Samuel. No. I said, let me bring Dr. Manny. He's not in yet. Okay, let me bring him in. Good evening, Dr. Manny. This is the liberal. I'm on fire tonight. Mr. So that's not your job to work on anybody here. It is my job. But Dr. Manny, good evening. Let's move on. You're nice seeing you again. This the American flag, Liberal flag, you got behind you now. Oh, you see, you're not changed. Good for you. I like that. Before it used to be American flag, now it's all Liberal flag. Good. But let me make my point, and then I'll bring you guys in. So the point here is, I'm saying, according to what transitional team is supposed to do, from government transitional team, from previous government to your job is to document, and then you make those reports to the authorities, so that they themselves, because now that report becomes a process which will inform them in the upcoming decision-making process. What I'm suggesting to you, because of the leak that was coming out of that president, Mr. So the liberal is on the floor.
Well, you can't just carry on.
Let me finish my stuff, please. The thing I'm suggesting to you, Mr. So, the leak that was coming out was intentional to make the previous government look bad. That is not the process of transition. No, you won't do that if those that are coming in are so weak that you want to make the previous people look bad so you will look good. This is not what happened. Now, because of those type of behavior, since there was not, from my perspective, because there was not a good transitional team, we are faced with this kinds of hula overnight.
Oh, I see where you're carrying your trash bucket here tonight.
Okay, all right.
People who made a trash, the people who made a mess, and you want to blame the delivery truck. They didn't gas them, they didn't pay them, worker on strike.
No,
they didn't take the trash. Wow,
you missed the point again. No, I'm running the show. I'm not ready to recognize Dr. June yet. I'm running the show. You and Dr. June will not hijack my show tonight. I'm running it, and I'm ready for both of you. As a liberal, I'm ready. Let me just say this here. Dr. June, good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's on your plate, sir? Don't start with the recognizing you business. Don't start like God. No, when you start that laughing, you're laughing at something behind it. Please, I don't want to forward anybody here tonight. But
well, first of all, I want to thank you, and I also want to appreciate and congratulate the little girl for her graduation, and your little daughter for her graduation. And it's like I think the graduation spirit is still moving fast, and we don't want to escape this portion, and it's very necessary.
The independent voices are coming to give redemption. Mr. Keto, good evening, welcome, brother.
And so
Terry, where are you? Join us tonight, please.
Call back up. Terry said, now you're again. Call Jerry back up.
So I just want to take my hat off to the little girl for her graduation, and also thank you ever so much for standing with her and bringing some little bit of happiness to her education. And I wish her additional success as she continue her educational journey.
Yeah, we took her yesterday to the college that she's going to be going to. We were there the whole day yesterday trying to get all her classes together. She doesn't want to stay around here, so the college is about 3 hours away. So, well, we're happy. I think she's doing good. But thank you, Dr. Man. Let me work on Walter Carter. Walter Carter, thank you very much for joining me tonight as well. Let me go to Dr. Manley. Dr. Manley, what's on your plate?
Well, what's on my plate tonight? There's a parable that says that when the child will be successful and prosper in the womb, you will tell from the child activity when they wake up in the morning, whether they're going to sweep the floor and knock on the door and tell daddy the hot water is ready. And if one child,
I beg you. That hot water you put it on that store, Morocco no just a bagger. Go ahead.
So as the liberal rightly said, as the CEO rightly said,
Cool.
the employee themselves were not the problem, but the
Jesus.
employers. Are we prepared to look at the employers or the employees? That was on my plate tonight.
Thank you. Walter Carter, thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, the Libra.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And I'd like to say hi to Mr. Jones and
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Octavius Malik Jones, and my own CEO, the best host ever.
I'm running the show. That's not going to win you point here tonight.
Brother, so into the West Libra era. Anyway, no, but seriously,
you say West or you say best?
The West Libra.
Okay.
Bernie Sanders said better than him.
Okay.
My pop. They said Tina talk and fight, but in the same of my pop.
Mr. Carter, you want to go on sabbatical, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
No, but on a serious note, I think the topic today, I don't know if it's something for us to discuss. It's like water under the bridge, or still milk, because we long past the transition.
Yes.
What we are heading to is governance, and I see a lot of lapses in this government.
I don't mean to interrupt, Walter Carter. I don't mean to interrupt. My point here tonight, even though the transition period is over, but I'm saying to you that because it was not done in a way that would have allowed them, because you're transitioning from one position to another, and if you don't transition correctly, you have. I'm saying from everything else that we saw during the transition period, everything that is happening now, all of the mistakes that are going on in this government, you can tie them back to the transitional period one by one. And that's what I think.
I think where the guys came from, even now that we are in governance period, is and I will have to agree with you on one hand, is retaliation, revenge, and I'm gonna get these guys. We must strangulate these people. We must make them accountable. We must do this, not to even think on what they were trying to actually accomplish. I think they were more of, we got to get at these people, and I think that was the misstep, and they continue to miss that opportunity to govern the country, to unite a divided country, and it's sad for this administration, because this administration, the first and foremost thing that it should have done, knowing full well that this country is heavily divided, that our former president is still the most popular, the most loved person in the country, is to call for reconciliation. I'm talking about genuine reconciliation, by even inviting the former president to some talk that will bring he and his entourage to the table to embrace our new government, to embrace a united front, so that the country can move forward. But instead of that, people start witch hunting from the very get-go, even from the transitional period. They start to witch hunt. And here we are today. They are not even into governance the proper way. You understand? From one court issue, the government misstep, to the government own people, Unity Party supporters, surrogate people that promote the Unity Party are the ones who are bringing this very government to public ridicule. So I don't understand what
I
is.
don't know. I don't know if I would use a language as such, public ridicule, because what many of us are doing is to point out the what we believe to be the fault, the missteps, so that those who are making these mistakes, little mistake we might call them, but to recognize that these things can be fixed.
Well,
Believe
in
me.
your own language, Mr. To, in your own language, you will call it misstep. But in my language, I will call it public ridicule. The fact that you people came on the back that you are the most educated, the
No,
most
no, 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 no,
informed.
no, no, no,
I
far
come in,
from.
hold on. The most informed, the most credible, the transparent, the people with integrity, the
You
people who
already
can get
came.
this country rolling from day
Okay,
one.
thank you,
And here
thank
we
you,
are today.
thank you, thank you. Let me go to Mr. Soul. Thank you. I tell you myself, going to be making some serious, but thank you, Mr. Soul. Let's ask you, what will be your argument, counter argument, so to speak, against mine, if at all you want to do that?
Of course, there's nothing you are arguing here. All bunch of excuses you're trying to promulgate on this network. And Dr. June put it into context. Like you took your car in the garage, they always have helper. The reason you took your car to a certified garage is because you want a certified technician, not somebody who giving people tools, right? Absolutely. Why you think your engineer undertaking, why they couldn't put a trainer there? Because they want their job to be done. But you're trying to play smart here. You're trying to run away from your own shadow here, and your shadow just represents your own real image. And you want to tell us the people that were in the transition, they are not at fault. But you're not even telling us the employer, the one who we all anticipated with the vast experience in government, all of these years, and everything just going to go smooth ride without turbulence. Here we are, turbulence, avalanche, all in the making. And you come in here, you are afraid to even call his name. And you're taking us in the past. That is just being disingenuous.
Okay.
If people employ people, when they hire you, whether you will be a super, they give you a job description. They give you a term of reference. You go through orientations. They orientate you to make sure that you are qualified, you are competent. In the back of our minds, all those coming on board, they were qualified, they were competent, they were ready to go, and they used the code name to justify and validate their argument. We come to rescue. We will rescue you. When somebody says they're going to rescue you, it literally means we were out of breath. Our life was literally going away. And Samson told, the likes of Samson told Jerry Bacon, terrorists, and many others around here, instead of giving your life, Jackie, what you brought banana leaf for us to submerge. And you come in here,
Thank
Dr.
you. Let
Jones
me
is
go to
trying to tell
Dr.
you,
Jones. Thank
and
you.
see
Thank
what I
you.
was saying.
Thank you. Let's go to Dr. Jones. And let me just say this to all three of you. I have responded to all of you. Whatever comment you're going to make here tonight, I am ready, prepared, and willing to be the counterweight.
We are not here for a fight.
We're going to Dr. Jones. I'm just making my point. I just want you to be prepared for that. Dr. Jones, go ahead, expand on your hot water, whatever it is that you're talking about. Go ahead.
Can you highlight Esther?
The water cutter, you don't say how I run my show. Just sit tight. You are the panelist. Just sit tight. I don't want to know who I want to highlight, who I don't want to highlight. You see that? Who I see to do it?
My partner, Mr. Toll, I hope you have your juice too. It's going to be a long, long day. They want that bucket he brought. He teaching the color them from orange bottle to blue bottle to white bottle. They picture to bring.
All right, let's go to Dr. Joe. Dr. Joe, you're not gonna extract me here tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah. To rather be sincere, I think I want to comment a little bit about what Mr. Keto just said. I think it's like we have taken the sand on the beach and tried to recollect it. I think we passed that stage already, but I would want to agree with the CEO. I think the employees were not the players. I think the employer, who were all depending on, with all the vast wisdom, we expected the employer to bring a real team together. Not everyone on the platform and say, oh, the other person is good. Oh, I didn't say that. Maybe other people said that. I didn't say that.
No.
Because the sample of the transitional team will tell you how transparent the government was going to be. Going to tell you how accountable the government is going to be. They're going to tell you the direction and the focus of this government. Right? But instead, today, you have created a condition now. We're coming to go into the Pandora box.
We're already there.
One of the sticker things the transitional fiasco ever achieved was the lack of transparency with the money issue. Up to today, the whole issue is locked up in a safe. We don't know the status of it. We don't know who ate the money. Meta formula is from one video chat to another video chat, defending herself that she was just inactive by name. She never touched 1 cent. That video is there on the Facebook, Meta formula. All right. She said, I mean, it really hurt her. They're spoiling her name. She said, 1 cent she never touched. But she too, she don't want to pinpoint out who took the money, who had the money, but everything they rub it on her lip. You see. So from the traditional thing, our laborer, from day one, thing went wrong. All right. So even the money that were allocated to run the transitional thing, it just went that way. And they said our investigation up to today, we're going to 6 months now. Nothing has been heard. How you expect the outgoing government to even judge you? You are not even taking seat. You already start watching your daily living outside. You are not even entered the executive mansion. Just a little transitional team with just a little small budget. Now there are what I call an avalanche of financial mismanagement in there today. It has become an inconclusive issue. And we're based on some of the inconclusive issues, we said, George, we are even taking Liberia in the wrong direction. George, we will start something. Some of the information we'll get, they will get small story. At least they will get small story. But the transitional thing, no small story, no nothing, no information, nothing at all. It's very regrettable. So I'm holding the employer responsible for what happened and not the employee. Okay. You calling Collins and
he calling for real. He calling his patron then.
Take.
Because you are on the phone calling for support.
No, I'm gonna. There are a few things I want to take care of, so I will just let Mr. So run the show until I come back. But yes, what I'm gonna.
Esther, to my you have been disappointed again tonight. The men are not picking up, so like, okay, folks.
But let me say this before I want to be gone for maybe 5-10 minutes at most. But let me say this. Let me say this before I leave here. Dr. Malik, you all of you guys are making some good point. But my argument is It shouldn't be that much that specific. It should be broad enough. You don't try. I'm not saying those who came in are those who corrupted the process, because the process itself is a genuine process. Now, I'll give you an example. In any other places, when they're ready to do transition, the people they bring in to head their transitional team are people who are not going to get jobs. And the reason they do that, I read a lot of stuff about it today. The reason they do that is that those who want job in a specific area, if you make them the head of a transitional process in that area, they will only try to take what is good for them and not look at other stuff. Whereas if you bring people, retiree, people who are not seeking jobs, those are the people you bring in to be the transitional team, because they will now set up a system. The process is all there, but they will improve on it and they will make it more structured, so that those who are going to implement those policies later that is being written or that is being documented will know that these people have nothing in it for themselves except for the love of country.
So who is
what I thought would have happened, for example, you go and look for someone who is no longer in the government, but has always been a supporter of President Weah. But he doesn't want to be part of government anymore. He's too old. You bring all kinds of people in, and you go into your own side, people who are not seeking position. But most of the people that were coming from the new government side of the transitional team, all of them, they are all now ministers. What do you expect out of it? For me, it was a flawed system from start. And I'm saying to you, Dr. Mali, what you call them, Mr. So, I'm saying to you tonight, I'm not saying I'm blaming the president or what have you. It is those who use the system to manipulate the system for their own benefit. Because if you're going to have a transition and you coming in, and you're not only coming in for the love of the country, but you want to see what George Weah and Samuel Tua were doing, document it. It is not you to litigate those kinds of process in the public opinion, in the court of public opinion. That's not your job. Document this. But we have these transitional people. When the transitional period was going on, they were always on social media. As a result, they have nothing concrete to hold on to. And now here we are. The governing process is on. But because they didn't do a good job in the transitional side of it, my opinion, when we get here to this transitional stuff, they got nothing good to hold on to. What happened during the appointment? Oh, they appointed the other person. Oh, they took that person in now. Oh, that person come out again. Oh, they took it. Because I believe in the transitional period, those are things that the transitional team will recognize the weakness in every sector. Where are the strengths in every sector? And those strengths and the weakness should be identified by the independent minded, not like you, Mr. So, independent minded transitional team will be able to help us. I'll be back in 5-10 minutes, please.
Come in before you go, Mr.
Let me just push back before you leave. All right. I don't know why
I will be hearing you. I will be hearing you.
Yeah, but why you keep holding the team responsible?
I don't understand.
Why you not holding His Excellency, the box star?
No. Listen.
This is the reason. This is where. No. Listen, now. This is where.
Let me. You ask a question.
No, you're not telling me anything. This is where Mr. Cole.
Can you guys allow the guy to go? Dr. Jones, that man needs to take a break.
And then you can run with it. President Baka utilized a system, a process.
Whose system?
The transitional system is a process. He didn't create it. The President Baka did not create it.
So he came.
Listen now, Mr. So you're looking at it from a very narrow position. And that's why you conservative, you don't have a broad mind on things. You're looking at it from a narrow position.
Okay.
No, but here's the thing I'm telling you. Here's what I'm telling you. Here's what I'm telling you. No, listen now. It's a process. It's a system. President Baka decided to use that system, which has been used for many, many people over the time. Now, President Baka didn't create it. It's a system that is being used all over the world. When that system was utilized and brought in people to serve in those positions, those people that came in, they decided to do something different.
Who created the system?
What do you mean created a system?
You say he didn't.
It's a transition.
Who put the team together? Who put the team together?
The team was put together by the rescue team.
We don't know them.
Okay,
Who's the head of the rescue team?
President Baka head in the rescue team. But you can't tie it. This is why a narrow-minded conservative would do. You can't tie that whole thing around President Baka's neck. It's not going to be successful.
Mr. Toe, and to the rest of the panelists here.
In the interest of fairness, this guy, he will put his foot in his throat. They want a night.
Okay. That you want to bring it down.
The system you're talking about, who created the system? That's what I'm asking.
Okay, the system, the transitional system, it's something that's been going on all over the world.
No,
it's not unique.
Don't count to everything.
It's not unique. Liberia didn't create that. It's a system that people use, just like democracy.
So the 42 years experience met something as a system working in the past.
You see, that's a narrow-minded conservative idea. You come to tie around the president, and it's elementary.
Mr. So, you know what I understand, Mr. Todd is doing here today. I understand, Mr. Todd is trying to divert.
Okay. I'll tell you, you're going to be a little bit second string on this. Goodbye.
You're go. That's why they go. No, Dr. Jones.
You see, the old man is smart. The old man want to bring a conversation that got no weight around here. And, it been way in the past. And, for us to forget about what is unfolding today in Liberia.
Yes.
You understand? And he put that whole transitional team in there. Like we'll be talking about what significance does it have today?
I'll tell you.
It has no significance when it comes to the political
issue. You saw the news headline on front page. You kind of just like wash it, brush around it, before you saying something. And even if something he wants to talk about the transition, what does the transition have to do with when he's telling us that it is the people that they cause the problem, that an employee you want to blame if the company is going bankrupt, if the company they can't pay their people, you don't want to ask the employer.
Mm-hmm.
So before he comes back, I'm not even sure whether he's going to be back here when he comes, whatever it is. But I know you read what is on the front page. This is growing on a daily basis. I'm getting the feedback. Somebody gets something on?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have anything yet. But we saw where it's coming from. I won't say Gonglo. All of these people all of the missteps by this government, and just literally less than 72 hours to Molu's conversation. You see, major political parties, these are people who lent their support to get him to this finishing point, and they are all pointing out all of these things. And he comes here, he doesn't want to talk about that. And he's taking us back to Mianta Formula, who already pinning down because of she don't want to speak out publicly because for numerous reasons. Then he wants to come here and can't tell us and can't enjoy anything we want to agree with him. So so the question becomes now, who is really running this thing here? And but I've said it here though. This other progressive wing, more or less, they are the Moja group. And I tell you, the Moja group, they have that sort of communist idea. They say A, you must work with it. If you can't work with them, they will put you out. And I think they have managed to get hold of the president, and that is a potential problem now. We're seeing it, and some of their own progressive, like the I won't say Gongo, there are some progressive. They have the real type of progressive, and they have those sort of fake type of progressive, the liberal type of progressive. They are not progressive. They're just there to kind of like get in the wings of the progressive, they profess to be the progressive, but they are not. So this is where the problem is.
Yeah, but CEO, it's like the last time I saw Yeke Koluba coming to attack the president. Okay. And I frown on that because there was
you guys mute me? Can you hear me?
No, we're hearing you. No,
can hear you. I hear you.
We're hearing you, Kato.
I can hear you.
You hearing us?
You want to go out and come back?
You hearing us?
Okay, Dr. Jones, go ahead. You'll be okay.
Yeah. So the last time, you hearing us now? I see you. I think you got to get a member and bring about.
No, you can go out. Let me see here.
Hello, you hearing us?
Okay, let me just take him off, and then he want to come back. Yeah, go ahead. He will come back in.
So what I was seeing here, the last time Yeke Koluba was on a press conference, I frown on him when he started to enter people's personal life. I found problem with that. But addressing the issue, I don't find problem with that. But when he started to enter people's personal life, I found a very big problem. Are you hearing all that?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay. So what I'm driving out here is that, let's assume Yeke Koluba came in to attack the United Party on some important things. But he decided to fuel it with some personal attack, which of course I disagree with. So I expected two things to happen. His Excellency President Joseph Boakai, he's now the elder in the room. So what I expected him to have done was call Yeke Koluba to a conference. Because this is what I think big brother's supposed to be doing. Hide behind their feelings and go into engage someone. All right? Oh, Yeke Koluba, I know you're feeling uncomfortable about certain things. Can we talk behind closed door? I expected the president to do this. But instead, the president made a statement that he doesn't want to see Yeke Koluba around his office. You see? Then I begin to draw the line on the president's political tolerance. Is the president tolerance to comments? And my answer is no. So most of the thing the opposition are saying now on Front Page Africa, is the president taking them in good faith? Or is he seeing them as an opposition utterances? Is the president seeing these things as, seeing the people, or considering the people utterances as opposition utterances, people who are against his government? Or is he taking it in good faith to draw a fine line and learn from it and make some adjustment?
This is my question. Because Joseph Boakai, he's the wisest man in Liberia right now. He's the elder in the room right now. And so when we, the children, offend him, you call us for us to sit behind closed door and you talk to us. So this is what I expected His Excellency to have done to Yaga Koloba when he came out to attack him, you know. So even the three opposition that came out, like for instance, His Excellency President George Weah should not be an opposition enemy to His Excellency President Joseph Boakai. I thought when even he was formulating the crime and war crime, I mean the war crime and economic crime, I thought His Excellency would be wise enough to call President Salif, to call President Weah, and have a conference with them. You know, two hair better than one for the sake of the nation. This is what I want to do. What are your views? You've been there before. This is what I expected His Excellency to have done.
And Dr. Miles, thank you very much. But here's
so let's what happened? Why you did that?
Well, what happened? Why you put Dr. Mali up there like that?
No, I don't even see the other people.
So what Mr. Soul, your hands to
gentlemen, no, hold on one second. When you were out, based on the recommendations of the viewers, they decided that I take control.
Because who the viewer? You think I here for viewer business?
The two of us
voted. We voted.
Well,
so,
I don't want to pack up. I mean, I don't want to put up in the background. So let me we're viewer. Something to the liberal is running the show. But let me just say this. Oh, CDC professor, good evening, CDC professor. What?
You just all over the place.
CDC professor, you here? Good evening. I hope you will join us soon.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But let me say,
you still running campaign?
Let me say this here. Let me say, look, Dr. Jones, here's the thing here. And this is what I believe many of us Liberians make mistakes. If you don't know where you're coming from, you can't just get up and go to where you say you want to go. You have to come from somewhere to go somewhere. Now, I agree with you. Yaga Koloba issue, Dr. Boakai should put those things behind him by now. I agree with you. And Yaga Koloba can be dealt with. Yaga Koloba is a native son. He still have roots that he himself believes in. If Yaga Koloba refused to listen to Dr. Boakai or President Boakai, let President Boakai go and bring all those from Lofa County. Let them go in front of the Yaga Koloba house. Yaga Koloba will submit. Yaga Koloba will not cost any of those zoo. You don't just bring a zoo from Lofa County, but you bring a zoo from all over. And let's go have a meeting in front of Yaga Koloba house. And Yaga Koloba will come to himself quick.
Yeah, Pato, I agree. That's another lens we can see it through. But what I'm seeing here is that His Excellency President Boakai, he's probably the first, or I don't know, but he's the elder in the room right now. All right? Now be clear about this. Yaga Koloba is rude. He entered into people. He entered into personality. He abused people. Those are all unacceptable. But what I'm seeing here now, as a father of the nation, as you always said, I think in my mind, President Boakai should have played a big ball role. Call Yaga Koloba to a conference as a father. This is why I expected.
Yeah, but you don't call. I don't want you to just call Yaga Koloba by himself.
That's my view. That would have been my approach. All right. So now the opposition.
Why am I surprised? That's coming from you. Why would I be surprised? Go ahead, make your point.
Now the opposition are up, and they have accused the president of several missteps. Is he going to call them to a conference for them to sit down and talk? No.
Thank you.
Because the president He's not tolerant to people's view. We can't do that. You cannot run
You
the
can't
political
say
system
that.
like
You have no evidence of that.
Has he called them? Is he going to call them?
Yeah, but because he didn't call them, that doesn't mean that he doesn't like to listen to people.
So,
You can't make that statement.
Did he
Okay,
call?
let's just make some correction.
Okay.
Did he call Yeka Koluma as a father?
Dr. Malley, that's a wrong statement. Let me go to Dr. Malley. I'll come back to you. Dr. Malley, I will come back to you. Let me go to Water Culture. I'm running the show, by the way.
So I just like to make one correction before I continue.
What correction? That you're not here to correct people.
So, Mr. Jones,
speak your own.
The opposition did not accuse the government of misstep. The government herself.
Oh, you just you told us that. Then you say that.
Hold on. The people in the government, it started with Amara Kone. It went on with John Molu. It went on with Yeke Koluba. It started with Yeke Koluba, Amara Kone, John Molu, and a host of other people from in the Unity Party before opposition started to pick it up too. So it is. I just the correction I want to make, right?
Okay, thank you.
You are 100% right.
Thank you. Let me open the line.
You're not opening line. Why are you opening line?
Mr. So, it's time to open line.
No. Yeah.
Mr.
I'm running it back.
No, but Mr. Keta hasn't finished yet.
I didn't finish yet. You just cut me off the opening line.
No. I got a show to run, folks. I'm not here for
you don't. If you had a show, you are going to stay on. You let me go and drink the juice. You come back and you say get down to it. No, we don't want to do that. Look, say it as it is. This old man does not have any footprint of making peace or resolving crisis.
Who you talking to like that?
President Bouaka.
No, that the president, the father of the nation.
Is he not old man?
Very good.
No, but we don't call him like that.
Oh, wait a minute now. The father of the nation, when the children go wrong, the father of the nation can call them to talk to them.
Let me make my point. I'm speaking.
I said you just cut me off.
I'm speaking my mind. This old man does not have any footprint of reconciling, of making the point, or breaking through. We saw that here. When you hear a major opposition group, coalition, CPP, or whatever, he was here. We broadcast that program live from Philadelphia. What did he tell us? Upon arrival, you were going to make sure that they were going to unify. Did that happen? It never happened.
It's integrated.
So this is what we are saying.
Yeah.
You know, the greatest parable that is saying, you always said that on this network, as an elderly person, you know, there were some things that were going bad, and I said that before, and they never listened. Yeke that his son, Costa that his son, he always hangs out with bad people who get bad behavior, and then he comes back and tells them they are intelligent, they are smart, but they are bad characters who do not do not set any exemplary role for people to follow. Yeke was misbehaving. Yeke was doing all sort of stuff, and they found it was benefiting to them. They do it, and that's what I said. He who rides the back of the alligator enters the belly of the alligator. So the raise their Yeke is not turning around to bite them.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Mr. To.
All your thing you're talking now, and I'm benefiting the show tonight.
Mr. To.
Public Radio. I am now. I have my number up. Give me a call if you want to be part of the conversation. But just remember, the phone that I have is a Chinese phone, and we're discussing some serious issue tonight. And I want you to call and make your contribution. We will respect your views. So, Mr. So, while we're waiting for the caller to call, let me ask you this, Mr. So, on a very serious note. Okay. Oh, it's about time you call. My goodness, how you doing? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Hello.
Thank you. What? How come? But anyway, thank you. What's the reason you're calling, Terry Collins?
Anyway, I was just listening
What kind of phone you got?
that are, the seditions, the CDC guy or Keto was saying. So I just thought it was to call because the cholesterol Tabata was really hurting my ear, actually. Really, to be honest with you, I listened to Mr. Mali talking about the Papa should call. This is a government we're running. This is not a traditional, or town. This is not a traditional township. This is a government. Government act responsible. We don't got to go call. Yeke Koluba is a lawmaker. If he don't know his function, nobody's supposed to show him. This is not a cheering class. All right? We're not going to pay Yeke Koluba no mind. If the man decides to leave and go on his own, that's it. But what I really call for is to tell the seditious that President Weah is not coming back to power. Let me tell you why. Because right now, the NPP have left. NPP have left CDC. That was Modu was talking about. If today elections are held, CDC will win. I don't know how he got that and how they're going to win. Because NPP have left. There are a lot of other political parties are leaving. Because people do not trust the CDC. They do not have the ability to maintain relationship politically. Because they are not a responsible party. They don't even have money to keep up. In the next 2 years from today, CDC guys will be very broke. And guess what will happen? Mr. Cummings, if he's smart, he will buy the CDC slot for the Senate bearership. So the dream world you're living in, that the hope that what is being this guy has given, that you're all over the internet talking about a cholesterol tabata, is not going to work. God has delivered this country to the hands of President Boka, and President Boka is going to deliver. You can see whatever missteps, this other step, we're stepping on the floor, we're going down. At the end of the day, Liberia have been restored to a responsible government that you can count on, for accountability and responsibility to take the necessary actions as compared to the CDC-led government. I also listened to what Molu said on one other occasion that I didn't mention, when he said that the public opinion has suggested that President Boka is more corrupt than the CDC-led government. Go back and listen to it. This is why I said he was hurt, because it is not possible a government that couldn't give you accountability of anything. You telling me within 6 months that Joseph Yima Boka government is more corrupt than CDC-led government by public opinion? How do you derive the statistics as an accountant? So, I just called in to just share my little opinion because, I didn't have the time. Thank you very much, Labor.
Thank you. Yeah. Folks, call the first number, 916-533-2048. The second number is Korean phone. So call the 916-533-2048 number, please. Okay.
Mr. Toe,
I gotta push on Terry.
Send Terry come and name.
I gotta switch in a few things.
Okay, let's hear from Walter Carter, and then we'll.
Send Terry come and name. Let me address it a little bit, right? Look, when John Molu said Joseph Boakai is even worse when it comes to corruption, right? Look, when John Molu said Joseph Boakai is even worse.
Please, caller, please lower your monitor. Please lower your monitor, please. Caller, please lower your monitor. Walter Carter, can you wait a minute to get this caller off of here first, please?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. This is Eric Talu.
Okay, Eric Talu.
And I'm calling from Tennessee.
Can you guys hear Eric Talu?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Guys, okay, go ahead, Eric.
Okay, I'm not hearing you. That's why. Okay. Actually, I want to respond to Terry. I put Terry as a pastor. I used to follow Terry on Facebook, and I hope he listening to me. I don't know for some reason what happened. He left the pastoral thing, He joined into politics. It's not a bad thing that his choice, but he need to speak the truth. Supporting somebody does not mean that you should just talk anyhow or you should just say anything. The truth is it.
Go ahead. I'm connecting to somebody else. That's why. Hold on 1 minute, please. Hold on. Just hold on. Go ahead, Carlos.
Everyone say that.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So every one of everyone of you that are on the platform there tonight, I think when it comes to first choice of a Liberia is development. Any other president that would come in that development, but if the president come in and they are not going by rules and order, then people need to say the truth. What are you for, Joe Wiao? What are you for, Boakai? If Boakai is doing something that's not right, let us all say it so that he know that he's not going the right direction. Any other government, CDC government coming or any other government coming, and we support them and they're not doing the right thing, we should be able to speak out, let them know that they're not going the right direction. That's what I want to say to Terry, because I know Terry as a really good preacher, but for some reason, he just run away from the. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. So. Is that Mr. So? Yeah.
Oh my God.
When Terry was preaching, when you used to watch,
I'm not hearing you too good. I don't know what's wrong with your phone. It's too low.
Can you hear me now?
The man, you say Chinese phone.
Yeah, I'm hearing you a little bit.
Okay. So when Terry used to preach, was he a good preacher?
Oh yeah. I used to follow him. I don't know why. That's why I wonder why. But he's a good preacher.
Okay.
Very
Thank
good
you.
preacher.
Thank you. That means he has a clean mind. Thank you very
He's
much.
He's a bad politician. Okay. That's what he's trying to say.
No. Don't go there. That's what he said. That's what he meant to say. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Thank you.
So how you doing?
Yeah. Go ahead, John. Go ahead, Carlos.
I didn't next. No, Mr. Todd, I'm not time.
Yeah, there are time. Copa, wait, man. Copa, go ahead.
Maybe I want to tell you thank you for this show this evening.
You're welcome, Copa. You know why? Yes.
You want to destroy your attention for the entire show.
Exactly.
The part of the matter, I'm surprised at Dr. Mali. Dr. Mali from the interior, that the child can see in front of the error. Use the error, cause the error. They say the error should cause our child. I think the people from local do not have conscience. A leadership from our country, the president from our country, the son of the country, cause the man, not only abuse, cause the man wife. Then you see now they will call Yaka Koluba. I don't see a fair to the president. The president is doing it there. In leadership, it's not ever knowing you see the year
Copa, can you hear me? Copa, can you hear me?
I hear you clear, Mr.
I believe you're most likely from Nima. Are you Manam Road as well?
Yeah, I'm from Nima.
Okay. I grew up in Bapa. So in Bapa, they have that's a Manam place. But one of the things they had is the society. And what I noticed growing up in Bapa, even the young people, they say yabba and things like that. They don't just open their mouth in the street of Bapa. When they're ready at night, when they're ready, everybody respect the rules. So you think if they were to go and call all of those people from all over the country and say, you're go visit Yaka Kolba, you think Yaka Kolba will resist?
No, Mr. Todd. Today, my call is on. No, Mr. Todd, listen.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute, please. Let me merge the other color. Just hold on.
Even this attitude that you can carry on, it was someone from Nima County that did it to a leader from Nima, a president from Nima. The entire era of the zone in Nima, and you are some of that man. It was resolved with the
Yes.
But these people, I don't think that you have conscience. They may never abuse the president. You curse the president. They talk about the man, you call the man, then they say with him, Yake, the man son, the man daughter is older than Yake, the son older than Yake. So who can do that?
Thank you.
In the all the noise that comes from the media, they gossip news that they want the person will run the country. He's doing well. We stand by the
we're standing by him. We're standing by the president. You're right. You're right.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Thank you, Copa. You're a wonderful man. Let's hear from you, Breakable. Come and break something now, but I don't know whether you're able to break anything anymore. Anyway, go ahead. We'll listen to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the show. I think got to call second after Terry on the phone. No, when I listen to Terry, remember I just drop a line. The reason Terry changed is because maybe the hair he cut. After cutting the hair, everything that you say.
What cutting hair got to do with what Terry talk about?
Now what Terry is territory that way. But look, let me tell you, Terry. You talking about CDC, UP, I call it NPP living CDC. You know, at least whatever material our coalition for 6 years. Your coalition, in less than 4 months, you're already disarranged. You got a party, people that supported you. Now, they are regretting or supporting you. So if you don't know, your whole feeling that you put in yourself that President Weah is not coming back. I mean, the why I'm asking whether you're pushing your preach. How God can preach it.
Thank you.
Because if you can only based on one idea and say, the man will not come back. Waka came back after President Weah defeated him. He came back and win election. They told me somebody like that guy, like Magic between 2 of them. President Weah win President Waka 62%. And came back win the president with 51%. Why different? So if you put your feeling and say, oh, because the man, you don't let the man not be president. You have to take second thought.
Okay, thank you, Brigable. Let me go to the next guy. Thank you, Brigable. Let me go to the next guy.
I come in 1 second.
Your support on the phone here, the liberal.
Yeah. Brigable, we got help you on Mr. Soul phone as well.
I come in 1 second, liberal. You got to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, look,
your own government, your small people that supported the people that criticize your government.
All right,
so you still get strong man to talk.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me, Mr. Soul, let me take this call. Okay, go ahead, take that one.
Okay, let's hear you, buddy.
Hello to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of surprised tonight.
Mr. Shaw, can you give us volume a little bit?
In the sense that, why are we talking about President Weah will come by or will not come by in 5 months of this rescue mission? We are not paying attention to what is going on in the country, the steps, the misstep, or whatever they're doing. We're not talking about it without President Weah coming back. That should not be a part of the conversation right now. You know? And again, I'm so surprised of my party, Mr. Cole. Then you kept calling over. That's still in front of President Jenkins and the black fight. They instructed Joshua Mark, Joshua White, and everything. Brother was there laughing. You watch a video when Jenkins went to local for the senatorial election. You remember when the other people were together, then now you were there. When Jacob got to insult George Weah, what was the campaign for?
Thank you.
The man still talking.
Thank you. Let me go to the next caller. Mr. Steve, you can't hear me.
Come on. People are that man, I don't recognize that you grew up with that bap, I say, hey, give my son bap, but today bap, you don't even stay in front of error and fight before they consider you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. So. Let me take the other caller. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, caller, go ahead. Your 9945 number 9945. Go ahead, Maryland. Are you with me?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I live?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show, and thank you guys for the show. I've been listening to the president's view, but I just called to make my contribution to those that are supporting the old man. Y'all should be focusing on now how you can govern the country and worrying what George Weah. United Party is not in control of the country, Liberia. They should focus on how they will build more schools, how they will build more roads, how they will build more hospitals. Forget about George Weah. George Weah maintained CDC 2 years under the head he came to power. And one thing the United Party people forgetting to know, all those that are breaking away from them, they find someone else to go. The strong propaganda and United Party had that brought them to power. They're no longer there. They should realize that in less than 4 months, the stable food that are going high. In less than 4 months, people walking all around the country, everybody confused. You're putting people down for power. People you can't make that funded. You're taking them for empire, putting them down. You think we will go? So forget about George. We have governed the country well. You talk about George, we are not coming back. George, we have got a better chance to come back. Less than 70,000 for you. George, we are coming back. The only way George will not come back, the model said, depending on how well you perform. But in less than 4 months, police go in came on, they kill people all over the place. People go protest. On the George, where you protest all over your bring paper. No one kill you. Less than 4 months, you're killing people all over the place. Protest around again. Say George, we're not coming back.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, you go in your country where you're paying more school, paying more road.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your call. Thank you. Please call again tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Calling people.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
See, we not killed people before.
What a bad man. What a bad man.
Juice for your water. Juice for
I thought we're gonna call all the people. You've been talking to them to who to call and who not to call. Yeah, you've been telling them who to call. Who not to call.
Juice for your water small. Just because let me call and make you.
All right, let's go and wrap it up. Let's start with Walter Carter. What will be your closing words?
You want to go to bed? You give me that.
So that's the thing here, right? I listen to all the callers, right? And let's be honest here. Let's put tradition one side, but let's put responsible people, responsibility, and people that have good humor or good manners. You see, one thing I respect the former political leader that ran, one of the American political leaders, John McCain. When doing the campaign, when that woman got up and spoke ill against former President Obama, John McCain came out and debunked her right there. Even though she was a fan of John McCain, he debunked her. President Joseph Boakai, at the time killing the Boakai, never distanced himself from all of the invectives that were used against President Weah from people that supported him. As a matter of fact, he sent money to people. He accepted money for those very people that insulted. I'm talking about the kind of word they use. And I surprised at my brother who came on and talked about Nima Kante. Where were the Nimbadian people that talking about the Nuba tradition when Prophet Key sat in that place and rained down bad insult on President Weah? When he came to Liberia, they see Nima Kante in game place to sit down. The father of the county allowed to stay on his pulpit that he considered a sacred place to talk. A man who disgraced woman who in Liberia. Joseph Boakai never tested himself on that man. Yeka Koluba, the same thing, he never tested himself on that man. Chicken coming here to lose. For me, I don't get involved with those kind of politics as far as promoting these kind of people. But let me be honest with you. When you play orange, you expect to reap a lemon.
Thank you. I didn't know you were biology, not coming here with orange.
Yeah, but you gotta get the reality. I'm sorry that the net it's getting bad for you. It's
now
a
you're
terrible
going from biology, now you're going to psychiatry. Thank you. Let's hear from you, Dr. Malley.
Yeah, I just wanted to push back on a few things, Collins.
Yeah, please.
Finally, Collins just talk about the issue. He talked about the issue of credibility. I just want to refer to Collins. December 10, 2023, an investigation was launched for the 680,000 Miata family issue. It remains inconclusive. That's a credibility problem. February 9, 2023, President Boakai submitted his answer. He never published it. That's an inconclusive business. That's a credibility issue. No, I just want to bring Terry out to speak on some of these things.
Include chief of staff too.
Yeah. February 13, 2024, President Boakai launched an investigation into the Army's wives issue. Today, it remains inconclusive. That's a credibility issue. Right? February 7, President Boakai ordered the GA to audit the CBL, EPS, and he removed the NSA. Today, we don't know the result. Those are credibility issues. I can go on naming about 50 of them. So we should not be talking about credibility.
What is your definition of today?
No,
What is your definition of today?
No, he's not here. So you can't back for him. Let's move on. But now come to the issue of his last statement that I'm not a seditious. I'm going by statistics. The difference between His Excellency President Weah and George Weah was 20,567 votes. This simply means President Joseph Boakai won narrowly. He did not win the majority. This is a narrow victory. Okay? No.
Who the president right now? Who the president right now? Who the president?
No.
Who the president?
You see, you're not being realistic with it.
Okay, go ahead.
This is 60,567 vote difference. And what you're talking about, this is a narrow victory on the part of His Excellency. So on a narrow victory, you got to be careful. If you're not careful, there will be a lot of vulnerable thing attack coming from your end. You see, this is not overwhelming victory. Overwhelming victory is different from narrow victory. So I just wanted to correct. I just wanted to bring finally Colin. I'm sorry he's not on the stage or to speak. And so there is a possibility based on the statistics. There is a possibility if elections are held today for CDC to overtake the president. There is a likely possibility given the 6-year achievement so far. If you go back to the 53-page 100-day report, there are no tangible in there. There are no anything achieved in there. Okay, they are telling all about the problem they encounter. And which of course, I listen to them, I agree with them. But if the election were to be held today, I don't think Joseph Boakai is going to win it. That's a fact.
Thank you.
Based on the statistic of the difference.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Store, 1 minute, please.
Dr. Molly Jones, thank you very much.
Thank you, CEO.
There is a reason why we are here, and he's an assistant now. He understands the language.
Tomorrow night, yo, where you going? Now you going to make your partner? Tomorrow night, yo.
I'm making across an argument. Look, there's a reason we are not for, we are not against government. We in the gap in the middle, as a conduit, we receive the information, we verify then, we talk about it, and we put it in the public domain. We are not here, it is not our job to protect. You have the right, your candidate, you choose your candidate from start and to the end, which is okay. But we are also on. He need to take. I think he need to ibuprofen, everything, all the painkiller. He need to take everything. Maybe Vagadance and I don't call it over. But look, you saw what we see coming from Molo. But I'm glad you spoke about it yesterday. It's not like Terry who said it's not anything. See what Tiawan Gongo and all of the other progressives that supported this guy. The missteps are numerous. And we are having this conversation with the hope that it will fix it. And we are having this conversation with the hope that we can have a better Liberia with a leader who will be able to. Hey, Jesuit, that's my musician right there. Good evening. Thank you for joining us from North Dakota. For better Liberia. So, where the issue of Yaka Koluba, some of us stood against it. What he did yesterday, it was wrong. But this is what happened. Liberian politicians, and not just only Liberian politicians, African politicians, their greater fear is to lose vote. So when he was doing all of these things like a renegade soldier who frontline commander died on the battlefront and nobody to give instruction, they were doing all of these things. All of them were in their chair laughing, yeah, and all of that. That's what happens when you feel when you are unable. And just what Carter said when we watched live, when John McCain took a risk to deny himself votes at a major rally, and an ordinary like American tried to incite divisiveness into a campaign. They took the microphone from the person. He said, "This is not what my campaign stands for." Yeke were all on the truck. He was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Other people were doing it, and people validated their action things that they were doing. These are the very things that are coming back. Nobody, he as an edited person, even it was something to kind of like fool people, say, well, just say maybe going behind the scene and say, my man, this is what I will do today, but don't get mad, or even get blast, I would say that he says it. But guess what? None of it happened. You, Samson, told. You call him here for you to have a conversation. I think he's one, I don't know, maybe he's one of your sons. I don't know whether he's something. We're not hearing you. Yeah. What a rough night. What a rough night with it.
Very rough night for him. Very rough night.
You're looking at the Chinese phone is standing against the Uno.
The battery down on him now.
A very rough night.
Yeah, his microphone is muted. Hey, you see my hand, so you can't say, I don't want my people, y'all look at it, y'all look in my hand, y'all see anything in my finger up.
No.
You know, gonna let bar.
And gonna let ugly.
Gonna let ugly. He not let bar. You see? Okay, he's scratching your ear. Oh, he turned to he not turned to something like that.
It meant a choir director. You see me say again.
That's our language now. That microphone will knock out on. You're not closing no statement.
You muted. Yeah, stop muted. That's what it says
This
here.
is what happened. This is what happened when you challenge the real one. That your war mark out here. This is the original
Mr.
one. I grant you freedom. Look, I think, on a serious note, I think I'm hearing at some point in time the president going to be making some major changes. I don't know whether it's too soon or what difference it's going to make, but it appears there are certain people, and the liberal always say it here. And you know when they get you into that bubbles, to come from there, it's hard because you are already being manipulated, and they're already not telling you inside, outside down. They are brainwash you, and when you are initiated into something to get out, it's difficult. But in Soda Caviar Molu issue, you saw what Tiawon and other people are talking, because it is unable under his watch, and this is where the Unity Party will be a victim, because every other thing that happens under his watch, Unity Party as a political institution, no matter who candidate that comes in, they're going to feel the weight because
thank you.
They will not be able to mend those fences.
Thank you, Mr. So, Dr. Malleus, Mr. Walter Carter. Thank you guys very much. Let's come on Mr. Soul Show tomorrow, where the liberal, the political giant, will also come on Sunday writing book like that tonight. Thank you. You're not sleeping in Maria. You're here watching and writing BB books.
He monitors everything. As soon as they say something that he doesn't like, then he jump on you. What kind of man is that?
That's my son.
He's an adult. He's expressing himself.
Yeah, well, he has the right to do that. That's okay. But let me say thank you to all of you. Dr. Malley, we say thank you and good night. Walter Carter, we say thank you and good night. Well, he's right here. Mr. Soul, thank you, good night. Again, folks, Samson told the liberal is here again tonight. No, on a very serious note, I want to thank all of you, Mr. Soul. I want to thank you, Dr. Jones, Walter Carter. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Terry, thanks for calling. All of you that called in tonight, Cooper, Brickable, Thank you guys very much. Thank you guys very much. You all did a wonderful job. Because of you, like Bro Public Radio keep going on and on. We might not agree with each other, but we do it with respect and responsibility. That's why LPR is different than any other news outlet. And I want to thank all of the audience and the folks that continue to watch us. We say thank you very much. One thing we can do is to continue to pray for one another, because it's important that we do pray for one another. Because why? God is just wonderful. We can have these kinds of stuff and not able to pray for one another. So let's continue to pray for one another. Let's continue to pray for one another, because it's good to have God on our side. And with that, I will say good night to all of you. Let's do it again tomorrow night with Mr. Soul on, and let's see how best we go. Good night, folks. Hey, good one. You see that face? It look like your mom face, isn't it? And then your mom look like your brother. You can see your mom. That's funny.